Hello dear friends, today I will start a new series, called History Runs, with runs around important historical sites, telling you a bit about the site. I will tackle 7 goals per episode. So, let's not drag it out, let's get right into the first objective. Talk is cheap. Have you ever talked to a lawyer? The Water Tower, better known as Sepeș Castle in Bucharest, is a building erected in 1906 in Carol I Park on the occasion of the Romanian General Exhibition dedicated to the 40th anniversary of the accession to the throne of King Carol I of Romania, the 25th anniversary of the proclamation of the Kingdom of Romania and the 1800th anniversary of the conquest of Dacia by the Romans. The building reproduces, on a smaller scale than the original, the Poenari fortress, built by Vlad Țepeș, ruler of the Romanian country, through Argeș County. The architects in charge of the exhibition have provided, on the left side of the park, a water tower for the fire brigade to use in case of fire. The fire station has been placed in the dominant area of the hill to provide a permanent visual surveillance day and night, housing the fire brigade and the fire engine trailer as well as the large water tank. The mausoleum in Carol Park, called during the communist regime the Monument to the Heroes of the Struggle for the Freedom of the People and the Homeland, for Socialism, is a monument located in Carol I Park. The monument is built on the plateau overlooking Liberty Park, on the site of the Palace of Arts, later transformed into the military museum and the waterfall in front of it. The decision to move it was taken to make a historical repair. In 1991, the tomb of the unknown hero could not be placed at the top of the park because Petru Grossa's body was still in the mausoleum, and then the provisional measure was taken to place it at the bottom. The position was not favorable. So, now the decision has been taken to move the whole tomb of the unknown hero upstairs. This will provide a place of remembrance, said the director of the National Office for the Cult of Heroes in 2006. The soldiers of the 13th Guards Regiment Mihai the Brave, who guard the tomb of the unknown soldier, perform the changing of the guard every 4 hours. I hate Russian dolls. They're so full of themselves. If we shouldn't eat at night, why do they put a light in the fridge? The Palace of Parliament in Bucharest, Romania, known before the 1989 revolution as the House of the Republic or the People's House, measures 270 meters by 240 meters, 86 meters high, and 92 meters underground, built in the spirit of socialist realist architecture. It has 9 levels above ground and 9 underground. According to the World Records Academy, the Palace of Parliament is the second largest administrative building for civilian use by surface area, the most expensive administrative building, and the heaviest building in the world. It ranks as the world's second most expensive, unsuccessful and shameful architectural project ever made, as ranked by the world's most visited architecture website, ArchDaily. Although it has cost and is costing enormously in money and suffering, 70% is unused, much of it structured not for the needs of individuals but for the megalomaniacal desires of Ceausescu, the cult of personality having left its mark on this edifice. Its construction involved 700 architects and 20,000 construction workers working in 3 shifts, plus 5,000 soldiers and 1.5 million laborers and an army of so-called volunteers. Topping the publication's list is the central bus station in Tel Aviv, Israel. You know what I saw today? Everything I looked at. This is the oldest public garden in Bucharest. It is located in the center of the city and covers an area of about 16 hectares. The garden is laid out in the style of English parks and has several entrances. It is listed as a historical monument in Bucharest. In 1779, Alexandru Ipsilanti, the ruler of the Romanian country, ordered the construction of 2 fountains in Bucharest. The first was built on the site where the garden is today. The puddle was a hotbed of infection in the middle of the city. In 1830, it was ordered that the puddle to be drained and the land turned into a public garden. In 1847, that the landscape gardener Wilhelm Meyer, former director of the Imperial Gardens in Vienna, was called in and charged with transforming the unhealthy land into a beautiful garden. In 1848, the new ruler, Babu Sturbe, decided to dig a pond and a canal connecting it to the Dâmbovița. The embellishment work was completed in 1854, when the official inauguration of the Signet garden took place. What did one traffic light say to the other? Stop looking at me, I'm changing. 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐲 is a legendary place in Bucharest, located on the Victoria Way, which had its beginning in 1852, as the confectionery of two brothers, Anton and Vasile 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿. After a short time it moved to the Slatinianu house, where it still is today. Since its opening, the place has been frequented by prominent personalities of the time. In 1873, the 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿 house was awarded the Grand Medal at the Universal Exhibition in Vienna, and in 1882 it was awarded the patent of supplier to the House of Prince Milan Orbenović of Serbia, and in 1908 it became the supplier to Prince Ferdinand of Bulgaria. 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿 has been growing since 1886, when Grigore 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿 enlarged the premises, opening a hotel and a cafe. From that moment on, 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿 became the official meeting place for personalities from politics, journalism, art and culture. Grigore 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐿 was the one who replaced in Bucharest the oriental scent with the western perfume, the one who made the transition from baklava to cakes, chocolate, ganache and bonbons. I have many jokes about rich kids, sadly none of them work. The Romanian Athenaeum is a concert hall in Bucharest. The building, which is a combination of neoclassical and eclectic styles, was built between 1886 and 1888, according to plans by French architect Albert Galleron. The Romanian Athenaeum was built in the Bishop's Garden, land that belonged to the Bucharesti family. Many contemporaries criticized the location, as the chosen site was considered too far from the city center and very difficult to reach, especially in winter. As the state did not have enough central land, was it necessary to choose this place on the edge of town? As an aside, funnily enough, it's now in the heart of town. In 1886 construction of the present building began. Part of the funds were raised by public subscription, at the urging of Givalou for the Athenaeum. On the recommendation of the French architect Charles Garnier, author of the Opéra Garnier in Paris, plans for the building were designed by the French architect Albert Galleron, so that the already poured foundation of the Manigi begun by the Romanian Equestrian Society could be used. The building was inaugurated on the 14th of February 1888. Why are skeletons so calm? Because nothing gets under their skin. What did one plate say to his friend? Tonight, dinner's on me. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash the like button and leave a comment, it helps me a lot. See you soon.